Hello and welcome back to another certified OGCFM video. In today's video, we're once again testing a Mercedes. This time it's the E63 AMG. This is probably one of the most luxurious and prestigious AMG models you can currently buy. And we're gonna find out today just how good it really is. Is this the M5 killer? Sit back, relax, and let's find out together. Yeah. And here it is. This is the car that we are testing today. The owner of the car hasn't arrived yet, but the car has magically arrived. This is Mercedes' answer to the BMW M5. This is the E63, the newest version, the facelifted version of the car that we all know and love from Mercedes. Looks-wise, I think the older models, they look a bit more aggressive. They have, you know, like this sharp design. This one is a bit rounded off and everything. It's a good-looking car, but in my mind, it could be a bit more aggressive, you know? But it's definitely better than the C63, whatever that was. Pretty wide fenders here in the front. The rear ones, I think it's just the stock E-Class fenders, which is always a bit sad. I think if you have a special car, it should be a bit more wider than the standard one. But apart from that, it's not a bad-looking car. I think the more you look at it, the cooler it gets, to be honest. Color is definitely a sick option. Car is pretty much original, at least drivetrain wise, so that's why it's so incredibly high, especially in the rear. I think it does need some lowering to properly look good. I'm not a huge fan of red brake calipers, and this car is equipped with the steel brakes, which I think there has been also models with the ceramic brakes, which would probably with this size would be the better choice. But anyway, I do think the car is beautiful. In the rear we have a nice little carbon wing from the factory, I guess, and this is where the design changes really come into play. You have these lights here. It looks very modern from the behind. Not as modern as the G99, I have to say, but still you can see that it's not an old car. Exhaust is sick. I love the square designs on the AMG exhaust. I just wish Brabus was still like a cool brand like they were before, because like a few years ago, like the Brabus Rockets and everything was like the coolest cars around. Fortunately, they don't really do stuff like this anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, the car is sick.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have a good time today to fully experience this. Well, this is, if you couldn't tell already, the owner of the car. He looks very much like a Mercedes owner.
Some people say that I look like Elon Musk for some reason. I'm not quite sure why. What?
Anyway, well, this is his car. We already showed you a little bit of it, but this is like the brand new E63, right? The newest one you can buy.
That's right. At the moment, it's the newest one.
The car is modified, right?
So yeah, let's put it like that. It has a exhaust from Austin, basically.
So Valvetronic exhaust.
Valvetronic exhaust,
Wirklich?
that's right. I had a tune run on it, and for some reason it wasn't quite working out. Then I took the tune away, so hopefully next time when you come around, I will have it tuned again. So
it's stock power.
It's stock power.
Oh, okay. Okay, let's check out the engine real quick so you guys know what we're talking about. So in here we have the thing that Mercedes is most well known for, which is a V8 twin turbo, which is the engine that they also decided to get rid of for the C63 for some stupid reason. Well, you don't really see much of the engine, but somewhere in here there's a V8 and you can see the turbos a little bit. Okay, so the car is making how much power?
620, I'd say.
So 620 horsepower and 700 newton meters, something like that.
Yeah, 700, 800 newton meters of torque, stuff like that.
The car is normally four-wheel drive, but you can switch it to rear-wheel drive, I think.
That's right.
Which is what we have to find out today. I think the side profile of the car is sick. Kind of has like a little bit of a mafia vibe. Not as much as the old ones, but still very, very cool spec. Especially this like satin black. Shots for us. You have so much space on the inside. Well, one thing you can say about Mercedes, they do know how to make a car pretty on the inside. And that's what counts. Inside, the inneren Werte zählen. Okay, so let's see if Austin did a good job making the exhaust. Let's turn it on. Okay, what the fuck? Okay, let's do it without the pops really quick. I think I like it more without the pops, to be honest. But this is how an AMG is supposed to sound. I know we should stop shaming the C63, but...
Oh, es ist gescheit arg.
Yeah, let's jump in the car and see how it drives. Let's go. So far, I have to say, this is a very luxurious vehicle. The seats are sick. Bro, the interior is really, really nice. All this carbon here, everything. Bro, the interior is sick.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the nicest interiors that I have seen. That's one thing that Mercedes-Benz really is good at doing, is doing an interior. This feels very similar to the C63 that we tested, but the good thing about this car, it has a V8. Bro, this interior is amazing. Really, 10 out of 10 for the interior alone. This car is sick, and you have so much space in the car. Oh, die Sitze sind geil.
Ja, die sind echt arg.
Everything looks nice. The steering wheel, absolutely fantastic. I love the design. Obviously very similar to the C63 that we tested. You You can choose the drive modes here. You have Comfort, you have Sport Plus for the racetrack. Anyway, then you have a button here for your valves, for your suspension. You know all of this. You know, it's nothing new, but it's just very nicely designed. You can change everything in the car. Obviously, suspension setup, steering setup, brake setup, the way how the throttle response is. Like I said, nothing new, but nicely done. Enough playing around. How does the car feel? Suspension is definitely a bit on the harder side. I thought it would be a bit more comfortable since this is the E-Class, but it doesn't feel like too hard. It's just, you notice that you're sitting in an AMG and not in a regular E-Class. It could be a bit softer in my opinion, but it's not bad. But apart from that, for like normal cruising, this thing is amazing. I think this is an absolute road trip monster. I think this is an absolute daily driver monster. It's probably one of the sickest daily drivers you can get from Mercedes right now. I haven't tested it properly yet, but I can already tell you it's miles cooler than a E63, solely because it has a V8. But it's going to be pretty interesting to see how the differential and everything works, because if you remember on the E63, it was terrible. The car was very unpredictable. Let's hope that this is a bit better. I think the car is currently in all-wheel drive mode. You can switch it into rear-wheel drive mode if I remember correctly. Bro, if I wouldn't have the M5, I would strongly consider about buying this. I don't know if it's better than the M5, but we're gonna find out. Interior-wise, I have to say it's cooler than the M5 G99. I'm sorry to say that, BMW guys, but the seats, the seats make this car really stand out. Because you have proper bucket seats in the E-Class, and they are very comfortable. At least I think so right now. Driving-wise, they both feel very similar when you drive them comfortably, like I do right now. So the M5 is also a bit more on the harder side. Shout the new M3 electric M3. Yeah. Electric i3M, I think it's called. Supposedly they have over 1000 horsepower and a shitload of torque because it's electric. Anyway, we're here for this car, so let's focus on this. Let's see how this thing likes sporty driving. We're in sport mode right now. Okay, this thing is actually insanely fast. This thing feels like a rocket ship. Bro, this is sick. Yeah. Ever before I bought my very first M5, the M5 F90 in 2018, I wanted to buy the previous version of the E63, so the E63, whatever it's called, I don't know. But I was not a big fan of how the car handled, and I thought the M5 handled nicer, so I bought the M5. But this is a huge step up from that vehicle, I think. It really feels like you're kind of like gliding across the street right now. Everything feels perfect. It's very hard to describe.
This is org.
Bro, that was insane. Yeah. It sounds really cool. Bro, that was insane. It literally pushed my eyes back.
Yeah.
Bro, this car is an animal. I can't wait to test it out properly.
Yeah.
Alright, we're gonna drive to our little test facility. I'm gonna see you guys there, and then we're gonna see what this nice vehicle can actually really do. This is sick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's geil.
So, Elon Musk is gonna show us how to put the car into drift mode really quick.
Alright.
So,
Also, the drift mode is kind of difficult to put in. It's an Atari code.
this kann man schon ausüben.
Well, you have to put the car in manual. Then you have to press the ESP button for 3 seconds. Pull both pedals.
Beide.
There you go. Pedal up. There you go. Now you're active.
Thank you very much.
No worries, man.
So, und damit geht's los. Ja, das Auto ist wirklich im Modus jetzt. Bist du deppert?
Alter. Oh, ja, geh, fick dich. Alter, das ist arg. Alter, ist das arg.
This car goes sideways. Obviously, today we chose the right weather to do this, but bro, this is sick. This feels really, really nice and really controllable so far. At least here in this like a bit faster section. Suspension feels good. Bro, this car has power. It feels like a gorilla storming at you, with you, on you. You're on the gorilla. Suspension is actually really good right now. I take back what I said before. For sporty driving, this thing feels amazing. It just flies over everything. It's perfect for the street right now.
Yeah.
If not, I think it's probably the best.
Oh,
Das ist so schnell, dass ich
ja,
nicht wieder umgehört habe.
das ist arg. Mann. Wahnsinn.
Easy cheesy, Alter.
Kombinieren. Traumhaft.
Easy cheesy, Alter. Das geilste Auto überhaupt.
Ja, das ist echt geil.
This is a sick car. I can tell you so much already. When we do the exhaust and everything, my M5 is gonna be like this, I hope.
Ja.
Because this is, otherwise I'm gonna be really sad. But one thing this car has in common to my M5, I'm missing the ability to shift here. I don't know, I just like shifting here with my hand. It's just a bit annoying to have to, you have to reach to the steering wheel to shift. So this is it. Also, Alter.
Ja, das ist so brutal.
Also bitte, was ist denn das für ein Auto?
Mir ist geil, dass du so lang ausziehen kannst.
Yeah, it shifts really, really good. Transmission absolutely sick. I don't know how they could build this and the C63 at the same time and f the C63 so
Yeah.
much. Because this is just miles better.
Ja.
Alter. 6. Gang. Gerade.
Das ist so brutal.
Alright, I hope you guys are ready for some POV action. Yeah, the only thing I don't really need are those purples, to be honest. I'm not a huge fan of that. But apart from that, this car is very nice, very cool. So, let's see. Little bit aggressive sometimes, but I like it. Huge fan of it, really. So easy. The only thing sometimes the gearbox doesn't like when you're shifting once you're initiating the slide. But apart from that, it really is amazing. It's a bit wonky sometimes. Kind of feels a little bit like it has rear wheel steering or something on. Yeah, like this for example. Gearbox just completely loses, doesn't know what to do. And I think it's so incredibly loud from the outside. But it sounds good, that's the thing. Yeah, like I said. Maybe a bit too much for some people.
Spitze ist so geil. Oh, sauer.
Eigentlich ziemlich easy, ja, das muss ich sagen.
Ja, schau, das ist einfach aus. Oh, das ist so geil.
Das war echt nett.
Ja, das war super duper.
Dass das so schön geht.
Ja, Wahnsinn.
Das will einfach nur querfahren. I think they should probably ban this drift mode so that nobody hurts himself. Das ist schon wild. Wie das da aufzieht, Alter.
Ja, das ist echt arg. Das ist eigentlich das perfekte Auto für die.
Ja, weil da magst du einfach überschlaglicher drüber fahren, das ist wurscht. Das ist gestört, Mann.
Ja, das ist echt irre.
Bah. Ich will eigentlich gar nicht mehr aussteigen. This car has so much angle all the time. Bro, this might be one of my favorite cars I've tested so far, honestly. I'm really surprised to say this, because I didn't expect it to be that good, really. Conditions today are a bit stupid, I have to say. Because in some parts it's really slippery, and then in others it is not. Bro, Elon Musk is just smiling from ear to ear. Bro, that was a very, very wild ride, I have to say. There's so much power, it just goes sideways instantly.
Perfect all daily. Like, I drive this car to work every single day, and
Yeah.
also on the weekends. And I swear to God, if I have a bad day and I drive this car, my day will change completely.
Yeah, I understand.
That's the thing about it, you know?
Bro, it's so insanely, like, it's just brutal. I think brutal really describes this car really well. It's not as refined as the M5, because with the M5 you can do like really high precision style of driving, and this is just brutal. Anyway, let's jump into the car, do a bit more testing, and then we're gonna see. What a nice hammer. Because sometimes it gets so aggressive that it just has so much angle, sometimes a bit too much, but still a very, very sick car. Makes it fun. Ja?
Ja, gerne, gerne.
Ja.
Oh, geil.
Easy. Kein Problem. Absolutely insane. Bro, this car was really, really good to drive. Probably have to say it was one of the most enjoyable cars I have driven on my like Sheepman test series, and I'm very surprised how well it handled. It didn't feel like it was a heavy car at all. You could throw it around the corners, you saw it. I threw it around the corners like my M3, which is incredible. So shout out to the guys from AMG for building this car. Absolutely sick. Like I said, it could be a bit more refined, a bit more fine-tuned. Overall, I'm just really still blown away. I mean, you have to give this car a lot of respect though, because otherwise I think it will kill you. There were quite a few moments today where the car was really kind of having a mind of its own, like pushing a bit too much because of all the power it has. Honestly, once you get to learn it, once you master it, there's probably no better AMG out right now than this E63. Really, really enjoyable car to drive. It was very good to drive comfortably. Interior, absolutely amazing. Driving performance, I think brutal describes it the best. This car is absolutely brutal, and it's stock. That's what honestly surprised me the most, because it feels so quick. But yeah, compared to the M5, like I said, a bit more brutal than the M5. Interior is nicer. Overall, for like sporty driving, I still think I prefer the M5, just because the M5 has this nice little precise touch to it. You can be so hard to describe, but I think you guys understand. This E63, I think, is very good for like long distance driving, or like for like comfortable daily driving. And then once you want it to be fast in a straight line, this thing absolutely moves. So yeah, on the Sheepman scale, I would give this car probably a solid 8.5, maybe even 9 out of 10. A few minus points because it's really a handful to handle. Really brutal car. And styling wise, I think the M5 is a bit more beautiful, the G99. But yeah, still shout out, thank you for letting me drive your car. If you guys want to see more of that stuff, leave me a comment down below what you guys want to see next, and then I'll see you guys again very, very soon.